Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
Hey, hang on. Let me get my partner in here, and it is Smooth Tim and boom, Larry E. What is happening? Hey, everybody.
Chillin', man, yeah.
Appreciate y'all jumping in and joining us on another hump day on Tim's Tidbits. What up, Larry? How's it down in the big? Man. How's it up in the Big D? Down in the Big D, rather.
It was raining a little bit, you know. Other than that, we had one day of rain and it's back to Texas, you know what I'm saying? Back doing what we do.
Yeah, it was raining here, and we're in the 50s. Our leaves are already turned colors, dropping. Fall is upon us here up north.
Yes, it is.
Indeed. So, man, let's just jump right in and see what the heck we are going to be discussing tonight. Tim's Tidbits topics. Let's see here. And boom. Daycare workers charged. Gene Simmons says Iraq is dead. Ukraine has a dirty bomb. No more junk fees, according to Biden. This week in D.C., and we added a little bit one, hashtag call a crackhead. along with our asshole of the week.
I got something special for the viewers on that.
Oh, man.
I'm working on something special, man.
Every week, Larry, we have something special for our audiences. Again, we are not here to influence. We are strictly here to inform. And speaking of that, hey, let's get into this. Apparently, now I've seen this on the news and it kind of struck my interest. I said, because, this could go a whole lot of different left, right, all kinds of different ways. But some daycare workers got picked up some charges from the police, actually got arrested for what happened at a Halloween party at their daycare. Check it out.
Good morning, George. This video is so hard to watch, guys. These daycare workers entrusted with caring for toddlers by their parents are the very people frightening them.
This morning, the daycare workers seen in this viral video scaring the very children they're hired to take care of, now facing multiple charges for their actions.
We started looking into the case to see what facts there were out there to corroborate the video and kind of where that might lead them to pursue criminal charges.
According to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, 5 employees of the Little Blessings Child Care and Learning Center in Hamilton, Mississippi, were charged and arrested. Sierra McCandless, Okiana Kilburn, Jennifer Newman, and Cheyenne Shelton facing 3 felony counts of child abuse, and Tracy Huston hit with 2 misdemeanors, including a simple assault against a minor. In the video, daycare workers use a scary Halloween mask and appear to intentionally scare the young children, even chasing and grabbing a toddler at one point in the 2-minute video.
Jacked up.
What do you think about all that?
That's a cheap ass daycare. That's what that is. I didn't know they wrong for that. I didn't know you can face criminal charges for being an asshole. You know, I didn't know that.
Daycare workers gone wild, so to speak. Yeah. No, I was just
Yeah, I
kind
didn't
of
know you can face
wondering.
criminal charges for that.
You know, here's where my mind started going with that, Larry. You know, is because we are so prone nowadays to make something out of what has happened before, but really exuberating and maybe exemplifying it because now we have the internet. My point being, now what happens to Larry who takes his child to a haunted house?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
And I'm like, what's
are
the
you
difference?
abusing your child taking him there?
Yeah.
Now I got to. Now also, how about the people down the street that while your kids trick or treating and they're dressed up as a witch and stuff and. Now what you do? Call the cops. Call 911. Have them come on over and arrest that person down the street handing out candy because they're dressed like a witch.
I
I'm
think
just
maybe
asking how far can it go? I mean, I know I'm getting a little on the extreme side, but
well, I guess the difference between that and what you described earlier is just now is that your parents are usually there. It's no real small. If it's small kids like that age, the parents are there with them, so they have parental consent. Now, they just took it too far. Okay, it's different. They just took it too far, man. That's all it was. I didn't know you can get criminal charges for scaring the shit out of kids, but toddlers. But I can see why too though. Think about it. Now, one of some of those kids have psychological issues because of that. That's probably what the problem is.
no, absolutely,
They shocked.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's where
So
the problem lies. But I just wondered, how far do you push that envelope?
yeah, they took it too far. I think it's
I mean, both ways. I think the daycare workers should have utilized a little bit more common sense as adults supervising adolescents.
yeah, yeah. Or if they were going to scare them, just not use such scary tactics. I'm
And
like,
right, and yeah,
have fun with them. Let
have
them scare each other and join in and help in. Let them have fun with each other. So they were so aggressive with it, and that's what happened.
yep,
But
and that's
these
what happens.
days,
That's usually how it does go. Is something extreme happens. At a college fraternity where they're hazing.
mhm,
Now somebody dies because of it. Now it's a big issue, but it's been going on how long?
yeah, I'm like, they
Just
probably
saying.
got caught. Yeah, it's just, and plus, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Those days, I saw the lineup. It looked like they looked like the staff of Honey Boo Boo. All of them. That's like they came from the backwoods of Mississippi.
Well, they were. Yeah,
The
I mean,
Hershey Walker people or something, because they don't look too sharp to me. So what do you expect from them? They probably on the back of their truck with them guys with the U-Haul.
now don't be
Probably some of their
messing around with
girlfriends.
the people from the good state of Mississippi. Herschel is representing Alabama.
Okay, Texas too, because I'm from Texas. I've seen some of my people down there. I'm just saying they don't look like they're the sharpest pencils in a box. I don't know.
You see where some other woman came out on the news tonight saying that he made her go and sat outside until she had an abortion.
Who?
Herschel.
Herschel, another one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Check out the news tonight. We'd cover it, but it was a little bit too late when it came across when the girl opened up her mouth. So I'm like, gee, buddy.
Ooh, Herschel.
Herschel, my boy.
You start coming
Herschel.
with that bad air thing.
Anyhow, hey, let's move on and talk about something else. Gene Simmons was on a talk show and made an interesting comment in a conversation saying rock and roll is dead. And I was like, well, that's an interesting remark coming out of, from somebody from Kiss, yes? So I'm going to say, exactly what is he talking about? Maybe he has a little bit of validity behind what he's saying. Check it out.
What is your involvement in the music industry at this point?
I support new bands, but there's no more record industry. I went on record initially when Kazaa and all the download sites went on. This is robbery. This will kill the music industry. You will all be sorry. The record industries are just about to roll over and die. The entire industry is in chaos because anything you give away for free will come back and fuck you up. The biggest music on earth is rap music. because rockers stopped acting like rock stars. You didn't want to show people that you had big houses. You didn't want to show them that you were surrounded by beautiful women with big tits, which we all love. Don't kid yourself. You wouldn't wear your jewelry. You didn't want to drive around your fast cars. And we started to look like bums. And who didn't? Rappers. Rappers are the new rock stars who feel great, comfortable, unapologetic, and flip you off when you see, you like my house? They throw money on the screen. They're rock stars. We want our rock stars to be unlike ordinary people. Well, the rock stars became ordinary people. The record industry sucked and rolled over, wasn't litigious. You'll only get the respect you demand. They didn't go after all those college kids, hundreds of thousands, and wipe them off the face of the earth for infringing on artists' rights. The record industry is dead because of the fans. They killed it. And what you have now is chaos because that happened. And so what's going on with new bands? Good luck. My God, how the fuck are you going to put a new record out there? You're not going to get an advance or very little of it. Tour support is out the window. Unless you're an emo band or rap, you're dead. How are you going to be a punk band and come out here and try to make a living without, of course, having to deal with all the other punkers who say it's not about the money? Right. Let's put that aside. But how are you going to be the next Rollins Band or Black Flag and expect to go out on tour and pay your bills? How do you do
that? Yeah, everybody loves big tits. I agree with that.
Yeah, he's got a big point. You know, with the way with the downloading, you don't have the record sales anymore. You don't have the tours like they did anymore. They're not selling merchandise at those tours like they're doing. So how are they supposed to put food on their plate?
Hey, Tim, this might shock a lot of people, but before I fell in love with hip hop, I was in love with rock music. I didn't like R&B. I didn't like the slow jams and all of that. I was always a fighter, never a lover. The graffiti came from rock. I love the rock bands, and hip hop came in, bam. So I'm mostly a hip hop and rock guy. And he's right. AC/DCs, Black Snakes, the Kisses, all those big name bands, they were original. It was something different. They were in your face. You were like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
It was shocking. You know, they act like rock bands. Aerosmith, all those bands like that had big hits in the 80s and 90s or whatever. But who's doing it now? Ain't nobody. Everything is pop. And hip hop, of course, is hip hop. So
and he's right about how they promote themselves. It's like they got that swag. They got the bling. You know, they got certain. And they are.
Yeah.
I am the man.
Yeah, he's right though. But let me rephrase that. So he said rap. He said rap. He didn't say hip hop.
He said rappers, hip hoppers. They've got the edge now because of the way they've commercialized themselves.
But no. See, rappers is totally different from hip hop heads. So the rap is alive. Hip hop is dead. Rap was like rock when it first came out. When hip hop first came out, they would rap about social issues, how we're going to better ourselves, how can I look good. They're boisterous. They'll brag about themselves and how we're going to move forward and come together. Now it's rap. It's different. They fast, they singing. I don't know what they saying half the damn time. And it's not the same as hip hop because it's bullshit. So the same way he feels about rock, I feel the same way about rock, about them being stars. I feel the same way about this rap because it's not what's supposed to be happening. So hip hop is dead, rap is alive. I give them that rap and pop.
So can we go back to what he says? It isn't in fact the fault of the fans who was digitally downloading all the music and not paying them a dime for it.
Yeah, it's the fans' fault because the fans dictate what you play on the radio and what people love. If 5 people love it, that one person out is gonna love it just to be part of the crowd, you know. And then like the older people, like the older generation, get phased out with the music they love. What kind of music what kind of rock did you love? Music you grew up on when you were young?
Oh, yeah. Aerosmith and that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The best music was in the 90s. I don't care what it was. Hip hop, pop, a little bit hip hop, rap, rock, pop, everything. The best was in the 90s. Now it's like it's crazy now. And like the rappers they have taken control, which is good to see my culture have control of something, but still at the end of the day, they get some money out of it, but they don't really run and control it. The record labels and the industry is controlling the fans. The fans just the fans are just being made to love this crap. I even hear white guys riding around, young white guys bumping that crap, that rap stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they only got like 3 or 4 hip hop guys out there that's doing real hip hop.
Isn't it kind of funny now? And I'm not trying to be, any way or the other, but it is funny to hear something thumping and you look over and it's a white guy.
Yeah, white dude banging the Super Gremlin by Kodak Black. And what you know about the damn Super Gremlin?
It's
I'm saying, but
it's a whole new world we live in, my friend.
Yeah, like the fans dictate it, but then the record industries, they put the signals out there, the messages, and then they see who's gonna bite on it, whatever they bite on, and then they got a strategic move, whatever they do, they're smart. That's why they own the industry, but they're smart. So whatever the fans bite on, and whatever the record industry tell them to bite on, they bite on. And rock is dead. Where's rock, man? I ain't make no good rock songs no more. Bruce Springsteen, all that stuff, Born in the USA. Come on, man.
We'll wait for him to come on out. I know.
There ain't none. I'm like, where these young rockers at, man?
A lot of people I know that, rockers are just kind of like doing their thing locally, and it's kind of hard to get out.
Yeah, they need to go with Run DMC, Aerosmith, how they did Walk This Way. I love to see some more collabs like that, man. Some more songs with rock in it and hip hop.
It's amazing. A lot of them, people that, from Phillies, and the people down in Dallas, the big names, even in, Cincy, that it doesn't matter. They just don't really get out of the city. Thinking a friend of ours went down to Cincy. He plays with Bootsy and down in Cincy, but Bootsy never really gets out of Cincy anymore.
He stays where the market is?
Yeah, pretty much his hometown. That's about it. It's amazing. Yeah, these people just don't get out anymore. I don't know why.
They've been taught to love what to love. That's all it is.
But it may have to do with merchandise sales and keeping the money, and that it gets too damn expensive when you're not having a record label or whatever franchising a lot of that promotion and booking.
Yeah, but the problem with that is too, though. Once they get something that's trending, everybody does it. Every rapper does it. When one rapper starts singing, everybody starts trying to sing. When one rapper started doing this type of style, everybody started trying to do a type of style. All these rap artists all have the same beat, same sound, the same everything.
About to have a whole bunch of new #1 country songs in any regard.
So rock is dead. So is hip hop.
Anyhow, hey man, speaking of trying to influence people, you just kind of touched on that, and you see the new propaganda that Putin is putting out that Ukraine is up to something dirty.
What?
Oh yeah, and it may just be a bomb. According to Putin. See what he has to say about that.
President Biden sending a new warning to Vladimir Putin.
Russia would be making an incredibly serious mistake if we're to use a tactical nuclear weapon. I'm not guaranteeing you that it's a false flag operation yet. Don't know. But it would be a serious, serious mistake.
That remark from the president in response to Moscow's claims that Ukrainian troops are planning to use radioactive dirty bombs on their own territory. The U.S. and its allies have rejected that accusation as transparently false. But all of this comes as Ukraine now accuses the Russians of preparing a terrorist act at Europe's largest nuclear power plant. Russian forces have occupied the Zaporizhzhia power plant since early in March. According to Ukraine nuclear energy operator, Russian officers carried out secret work over just the last week at the plant's dry spent fuel storage facility. That holds 174 containers, each with 24 spent nuclear fuel assemblies. Should an explosion destroy those containers, Ukrainian energy officials warn that could trigger a radiation accident and contamination. NBC News has not independently confirmed these claims.
They just getting messy now, straight pathetic.
Yeah, you see how they're trying to play in that pathetic as it gets. You're right.
Yeah. You started something, everybody turned against you. Look like you're about to lose it, so now you got to try another tactic. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, they're pulling out all the stops. Well, because you're right, because his own people are getting a little bit miffed off about the whole thing, and he's drafting everybody, and when he takes over territories, all of a sudden they're in his army, and basically like suicide missions because they're not trained. Here's a gun and go fire.
So he's just gonna take over territory
Oh, yeah.
and then make the person from the territory join his army. I guess that's old school, man.
Yeah, but I
stupid.
think of the idiots you got behind a gun, whatever, and and then they had those suicide drones they were sending in. That would be insane. With the bombs on them, like 5, 6 of them at a time, they could separate out and bomb little apartments. I was like, man, this stuff is crazy. Now they're talking about having a accident.
It's an accident now. I'll tell you what, if you invade the United States and give me a gun and say, fight with us, I'm going to shoot you. That's all I know. You wish you would invade the United States and give me a gun and say,
They
fight
never
against
will.
me.
We discussed that before. There's more guns than there are people in the United States.
They ain't stupid.
They ain't stupid. You wouldn't have a prayer coming into the United States.
You got to get past the military first.
Everybody got a gun. Everybody's got a gun. If they don't, they know somebody's got a gun and can get a gun. No worries.
And first people I'm gonna call those guys up in a U-Haul truck. Then I'm gonna call those black people out there in the woods with them guns. I'm the first people I'm calling. We need y'all right now. Let's go.
Yeah,
all
those left-wing conspiracy theorists. I'm with you. Hide me.
Boy, they'll mess up. They mess with the wrong people.
Hey, man. But I thought that was interesting when I caught that. I'm like, there's another tactic, that, and as you
it's
said,
gonna be something else. But we got to watch out for this guy because while they bringing that up, they probably doing something undercover. You got to watch out. You know what I'm saying? It's a smoke screen. These presidents and people are tacticians. So
he is a tactician. That's what he.
Yeah, you said he set something up. So while you're looking at this, he's probably doing that.
Like a magician.
Watch out for him.
Yeah. While you're watching this hand,
that hand's in your pocket.
You're gonna empty your pocket, you big dummy. Speaking of emptying your pocket, that leads us, man. How do you do this? Lead us right into the next subject, and that would be no more junk fees. And what are junk fees? That's something that the bank likes to hang on you. Let's see what Biden wants to do about those fees. Interestingly enough,
each year, these junk fees, in addition, that companies charge, cost Americans tens of billions of dollars, weighing down family budgets and making it harder for people to pay their bills. So my administration is taking action to eliminate these fees. First, imagine this. Your child outgrows his bicycle, and you decide to sell it online. And someone pays you a check, pays you $30 for the bicycle or something. Days later, that check that you got paid with, that you deposited in your bank, it bounces. You didn't know it was bad, but you get charged $15. You get charged $15. It's wrong. It's ridiculous. It's unfair. My administration is making clear today it's illegal as well. Second, my administration is also making clear surprise overdraft fees are illegal. Listen to how those fees work. And some of you all know this, because you know from your everyday lives. But you pay a bill and you double check your bank account to make sure before you write the check that you have enough in your account to cover it. You've gotten the money, so you go ahead and you pay. Then it turns out your balance wasn't up to date because your bank was slow in processing other charges. And by the time the bank gets around to settling the transaction, you've overdrawn your account. You're charged an overdraft fee that runs around $35 each time.
Hey, I'm gonna vote for him. Next time around,
Biden.
See that's what I'm saying, man. That's the real stuff. That's stuff that's gonna help us out as people. You see what I'm saying? That's what the government should be doing to help us out. These banks are ripping us off. These highest interest rates, these credit cards, all this crap is ripping us off, and all we're trying to do is survive and take care of our family.
Right, and somebody needs
that's what I'm talking about.
Get a handle on it. Yeah, but I like that tactic, but dollars to donuts that you're gonna have people try to block it.
Oh, they're gonna try to block it. Why? The rich people ain't got to worry about overdraft fees. They ain't got to worry about a bounce check.
Well, the rich people shouldn't have to worry about their college fund being abolished, but they seem to be worried about it and having a hissy fit. And now, that's being held up, even though, You know, he says keep applying, but it's still being held up because people had issue with it. Why? Because it helps the, you know, lower income, the person who needs help, the ability to now gain. You may as well keep your foot on the throat. Yeah, you know.
That's what the government should be doing. This is supposed to be a democracy. So then we have a voice, especially taxpayers in America have a voice.
Not
Taxpayers.
always. Not always. Come on.
Just saying, taxpayers. And if you're not a taxpayer, shut the hell up.
Come on.
You pay your taxes every year.
Taxpayer or not, you think they...
No,
who you supporting during the campaign season? That's who I care about. That's who.
But
otherwise, you're not really that important.
See, I support what's right, period.
I
support the government doing what's right. If they're doing what's right, I support anybody. Like what he said, that's simple, ground level. It's simple and ground level. How are you going to help me? If I vote for you, if I work every day and pay my taxes every day, what am I getting out of? Am I getting more struggle? Or are you going to find a way to help me out?
Yeah, to assist me when it comes to being able to be a contributor to society, right?
You think about it. When you do that, you freeing up more money that you can put back into the economy.
Yeah, you're going to stimulate. Yeah, what's the problem now?
People the money's going back to the bank anyway.
We're going into a recession, right? Because people aren't spending money.
Yeah, think about it. The more money you have, the more you spend. And I don't know the numbers. I forgot a while back I did a class, had statistics. The more money people have, the more they spend. Their money goes right back into the economy. Only people that do that don't do it is really rich people. They don't spend much. But if they do spend much, they get kickbacks, they get hookups or whatever. But the typical man and woman or teenager or college student or whatever, that money goes back into the economy, back into that store, back into the neighborhood. So no one's going to miss that $35. Banks are already rich.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and that's who's controlling your interest rates are your major banks.
Think about it, because you get a car loan, credit cards, all they come from banks.
So yeah, your interest rates are dictated by, what is it, 4 or 5 major banks?
Yeah, everything, anything you get with interest, anything you get that you have to pay interest on comes from a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's somebody that, even then if it's somebody that's financing themselves, like we talking about some real life stuff. Anytime you go outside to a regular organization, get a credit card, a car loan, start a business, or whatever you do, it's going through a bank.
Right. Well, maybe that's why Biden did this, because he's pissed off at the Fed because they keep jacking up interest rates all the time. So, hey, I got an idea. One thing I'll do is make sure that we can put a cap on this shit and alleviate some of these fees that you love to slap on people for overdraft because you didn't do your shit on time.
Yeah, overdraft. And they're trying to get their money first. I want my money now. It's a typical rich person thinking, I want my money up front. So how can I get my money first and screw them? Overdraft fees with just bull crap. It's your account.
Oh,
I don't understand.
I've had it knowing, okay, oh boy, I'm going to overdraft, so I better put the 20 in, right? So, I'll put, say $20 because I know I'm going to have an overdraft coming, and boom, boom, boom. And I'll say, 2 days later, the check processes through and over, bounces, and they haven't processed the deposit yet. It's like, how can you not?
Yeah,
then you got to go in there and argue it with them, and okay, well, that's our bad, and we'll fix that. But the point being,
if you got a habitual overdrafter, then there should be some kind of red flag for banks to say, hey, we know this person. They should be in a system where they always overdraft. Then you should focus on those people. But it's just a regular one-time thing or accidental. If you overdrafting and you're like negative $500, I can understand that. But if you just $10, $15, $20, maybe anything under $100, no, you shouldn't be paying no fee.
That can be an honest mistake. That's what I think that he's trying to alleviate, is the person that makes that honest mistake. It'll be interesting to see how that bill goes through, if it does ever make it through.
You're messing with a bank. Banks are tight.
Indeed. Hey, man, let's move on to This Week in D.C. And anyhow, I don't know if you paid attention, but, there is early voting going on because of the midterms, yes. And I don't know if you've seen what was going on in Arizona as an instance. But if this has any indication of what it's going to be like, through the midterms and then going into next year's general, should be real interesting.
We've been tracking reports of voter intimidation in battleground states like Arizona, where 6 reports of voter intimidation have been referred to the Department of Justice and to the state attorney general's office. Now, this past Saturday in the town of Mesa, masked vigilantes armed and wearing tactical gear were lurking near a ballot drop box outside the Maricopa County Juvenile Court. One local woman, a grandmother, just decided to approach the group and record their interaction.
You don't mind if I set up right here, do you? No?
Is this your friend?
No, I'm here to spread the good word. Oh, gosh, this one's gonna come off. I feel naked. Hi. Hi, guys. How are you? It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hi. Hi, how are you? How are you? I think I'm just gonna go. Oh, hold on.
You know you're on body cam, right?
That's okay.
Hey!
Don't. Oh, wow!
All right, so those were sheriff's deputies, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, who were called to the scene, not the guy there with the gun. In a press conference yesterday, Sheriff Paul Penzoni said, quote, "We'll come and babysit polling sites because people want to misbehave if that's what we have to do to protect democracy." And joining me now.
Isn't that sad?
Boy, when you have upper middle class white people fighting against each other, this shit is real.
I mean, did you see the guy with the gun on his hip and stuff? And I mean, why are you sitting next to a polling location, you know, with who knows what type of banners may be on your, I see they had American flags on their license plate to conceal who they were and where they were from. But in any regards, I mean, what's the point of being there like in that particular posture?
Man, listen.
I can see overseeing it if you think you need to oversee it, but I think that they had a very intimidating posture in which they did that. You know, setting their arm.
Oversee it for what? What are you gonna do?
Make sure make sure that there's not having what do they call those mass dumps or whatever kind of stuff? You know, like voter fraud. Hell, I don't know, Larry. I'm not. I'm not tripping out on this stuff. These are all the people that still think that the election was stolen. That still believe that they're we're you know, these just like this Carrie Lake broad in Arizona who and she's seems to be gaining popularity. So there's still must be a whole lot of people that still believe that there was voter fraud during the 2020 election, but. I mean, how many times can you have it investigated before they say, no, there was nothing, and you still won't believe it?
Man, some people believe that this country belongs to them. This country belongs to us, okay? And at the end of the day...
and some things are hard to let go. I understand. You may have something that you truly believe in, and it's hard to let it go. But, I mean, reality check, people. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a whole country with all different nationalities. I'm like, this is not your country. This is our country. This is our country as a people. This country belongs to the taxpayers. That's what it belongs to. So you pay taxes, whether you black, white, Hispanic, whatever, I'm your brother. If you don't pay taxes and you just scamming through and getting over on the government and getting over on me and making me have to work hard or make you have to work harder, then I don't like you. I don't care what color you are.
We are truly responsible for each other. And it helps when you are a contributing taxpayer.
Yeah, man, money walks. Money talks, bullshit walks. If you ain't paying taxes or doing anything to support this government, shut the fuck up and just sit down and go on somewhere. Or and even if you are, bring some people in that's going to add to what we add to and build this a better place. At the end of the day, vote. It's supposed to be a democracy, and that's our job to vote. And it's not their job. They're not hired to go at voting boxes. They're just voting Karens. But I'm like, what's the purpose? And then you can tell it's I don't know if it's racially motivated. If it is, it's really trash. But from racial overtones to the last election. We know it's racial overtones. You don't see a bunch of brothers or Hispanics sitting out there guarding voting boxes. I'm like, chill out. They still think that this is their country.
Oh,
Someone taught
right,
them
right.
this country belongs to them. It belongs to us, everyone.
Oh,
that pays their taxes.
That was Tucker Carlson that was making fun of the VP, saying that she's getting all light-skinned and hair going straight and stuff. Remember that crap?
Let me go back to, I ain't gonna say just pay taxes, because some people don't have the ability to pay taxes because they're not considered legal citizens. Anyone that spends money in the economy to take care of their family and pay their taxes, honestly, it belongs to us. For those that's here don't have the legal citizenship, I pray to God you get it, because we need you.
You know,
taxpayers, join the crowd.
And you know what, we do need some decent ass candidates. That would help. I touched a little earlier on Herschel's new misadventure. We'll see how that goes. Maybe cover that next week if he's still in the race. Who knows? Herschel.
And Rachel would be probably the biggest asshole ever if you don't shut up. He needs to just stop.
But anyhow, like Dr. Oz is running against, the guy that had the stroke and, has a Rudderman. And anyhow, check out this. This is insane. This is funny. Oz gets his butt checked, and deservingly so.
When John Fetterman is asked if you could wave a magic wand, what's the one thing you would do? The one thing. And he says, well, I'd get rid of life in prison. Really? I mean, I'd fix the economy. Actually, I don't need a magic wand to do that. I can just get serious about stuff that's affecting a lot of people. Getting rid of life in prison is not the number one goal.
Well, I asked him that. He actually said it would be codifying Roe versus Wade and abolishing the filibuster.
It's okay.
See how he tried to use something that a reporter had asked him and completely lied. Had nothing to do with, that I'd wave a magic wand and get people out of life imprisonment. He said he would eliminate the filibuster and re-invoke the Roe versus Wade, so a woman had a choice.
So he just stayed up there and straight up lied.
Yeah. Can you imagine a politician lying, Larry? Come on, man.
I didn't think it'd be that obvious, but I'm like, if you're gonna lie, at least try to smooth it over.
Well, look,
these politicians don't care no more, man. They just up there saying anything, and people are falling for it. They just saying anything
and everything.
Intimidation.
Yep, lies.
Oh,
and both sides. It's all over the place, and that they have to be so untruthful about their standpoints and how.
What makes it bad? I sure had to go back to Trump, but the way he got in office, the way he was in office, all these other candidates sound just like him. The Herschel Walkers, the No Way Jose, the Just Call a Crackhead dude. I'm like, they all got that same attitude, their mannerism. They're not professional. They're not professional, man. They're just not professional at all. Some things you need to keep to yourself. Just have a fair fight. I respect you more if you fight fair than you just do the crap you do, lying and all the crap they doing, man. Just fair fight. If you lose, you lose.
Well, you brought it up. We was talking about Kennedy, and Kennedy did say that, you know what? If you ever have problems, what do? Call a crackhead. So let's see, what do we need to call a crackhead for this week's show?
In trouble, call a crackhead.
Oh shit, man, you better hit that. Oh, hell no.
Get the fuck back! Get that motherfucker off his head! Get back! Get the fuck off! You better back the fuck up, motherfucker! You better back the fuck up! Back up! Go! Come on, Patty, in the car!
Can you imagine instead of calling the police?
Call a crackhead.
Call a crackhead. They pull up with bats.
They come up there with their sticks, start beating somebody's ass for it.
Hold my teeth. Come on.
I was like, that was funny as hell. Yep. I'm just saying, next time you need anything, hashtag call a crackhead.
Hey, I'm working on a shirt too, some merchandise that we can sell.
Call a crackhead.
I'm working on a call a crackhead shirt. I might have it. I might be ready next week. I'm gonna unveil it next week. If it's ready, we're gonna sell those call a crackhead shirts and put it on there. Yeah.
I just think he should utilize that for his whole campaign slogan the rest of the time.
I'll tell you what. When I get the shirt made, I'm gonna wear the call a crack. I usually wear shirt. I'm gonna wear it the whole time until the elections, the midterms over. I'm wearing the shirt every show.
Call a crackhead.
When I get it done. No, it's gonna be incredible. Well, you see the Tim. When you see the shirt, it's gonna be incredible. Everybody's gonna want one.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with getting. We've got a few people who might just like it. Here we got Shaken Worm, Abandoned Vox. We got a couple people that's been jumping on or watching. Rita,
hey, but
Pamela, thank y'all. What?
This shirt I'm going to do is so unique that we can actually Forrest Gump this shirt. Remember when he put his face on a thing and he sold around the world?
Oh, this here. Yeah. Call a crackhead.
Oh, man, this shirt is going to be
Mr.
just
Kennedy,
epic.
yeah, man. He's an idiot. I love my politicians, man. These people make America interesting. And we make things so interesting. We didn't even get a chance to talk about what's going on over in Europe. And their prime minister, that woman there was, she was there like a week and shit.
The new one,
the new prime minister, yeah, that came in after Boris. The blonde-haired guy that they finally got out of there, and then she came in. I can't even think of what her name was. She lasted a week, but they had this funny little thing that they did, which will last longer: the new prime minister or a head of lettuce. And apparently, yeah, the head of lettuce lasted longer than the new prime minister. So, but they've got another one. I don't know how they function over there, but yeah.
Oh my God! Okay.
That was kind of hysterical when I seen that. What'll last longer, the prime minister or a head of lettuce?
They intentionally ran that lady out of there. She was like, "Nope, I don't think so."
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think she had a chance from the start. And they got some young guy in there now, so I'm not sure I'm not going to speak on it. I don't know what the heck his name is.
Yeah, they being sexist.
Never, man. Anyhow, hey, this is the important part. Boom, our asshole of the week. Yeah, that's what I said. And you know what? Hey, this guy, Charlie Kirk, yeah, he just wrapped it up.
So I fully admit I really haven't watched much of a hockey game in 7 years. It is a wildly entertaining sport. But now the National Hockey League is going out of their way to pander to woke ideology, diversity, equity, inclusion, affirmative action guidelines, hockey of all sports. I'm really getting upset about this. So they want to diversify the National Hockey League. Why don't they want to diversify the National Basketball Association? Why? Why don't you want good coaches? You want some diversity hire? All the coaches are white. So what? What does that have to do with anything? Oh, blacks only want to play for blacks? Oh, because they're so racist? How about that Tampa Bay coach? He says, all you guys want to talk about is race all the time. And now the National Hockey League wants to bring in this diversity nonsense. Also, it's a very expensive sport. You could try to fix that. You could try to have hockey rinks and all that. There is not a lot of compelling interest in black culture and black America to go play hockey. And by the way, if there's a lot in Canada, there's a lot in Minnesota, there's a lot in the Dakotas. Basketball's a cheap sport to play.
Hey. Whoa, did he just call us poor?
I think he just told you just to stick to basketball is what I think he tried to say.
He said stick to basketball with poor.
And you can't afford to be playing no hockey, so don't even think about it. I think he pretty much said, there was a lot being said there.
He basically said he wanted his ass whooped. That's what he said.
I was like, wow.
Damn, that dude's a real asshole. I'm like, why not? I'm like, at the end of the day, people are getting team owners are getting rich off black people playing football, college football, pro football.
Was that super
basketball,
racist or what? I mean,
I'm just saying, let's spread it out. Why not? If it don't work, now, to be honest, not a lot of brothers want to play hockey, but
that's not the point, Larry.
yeah, that's not the point. But why not open it up so they can play? Maybe they want to play, but they don't feel comfortable.
Right. I mean, you got your Grant Fuhrs and your Subans and a few elite black players in the NHL.
Look
but
at
there's
all the
not
other
a lot.
sports.
You're right.
Look, American football, American baseball, all the other sports started off with the major sports with all Caucasian men. And they finally let brothers start coming in and they made more money, made it more popular. So why not? if it's more of us can play, then it's gonna make more money. You're not gonna lose money by having brothers. It's gonna be a lot more fights though.
But you know what? It all comes back to what you said earlier we got to take our foot off the throat of the lower and the middle class so that they can have a few breaks so that they can help contribute and maybe they can have access to some of the, let's not call them finer things, but more privileged things.
Yeah. Because I'm saying, if I go to a hockey game and I'm gonna say who's on the team, what brother's playing, Ray playing, Marcus and them playing, is Abdul, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, this is gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, out of both teams, you may have a singular black player.
It'll be more, brother. Listen, if we can roller skate our ass off, I know we can ice skate. Have you seen black people roller skate?
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying. There's absolutely. I'm telling you, there is a few elite black players in the league now, but there could be more. But as he kind of referred to, is they are Canadian.
Okay, well, Canadian don't matter. If you come to America and you look like a brother or sister, you don't get treated what you look like.
Yeah, but you know how Canada is. Canada has things a little bit more accessible to everyone when it comes to their sports, when it comes to their academics, when it comes to their health care. I don't think, Canada doesn't suppress people as much as people are actually, I believe, suppressed in the United States.
He probably riding around right now listening to Kodak Black, Super Gremlin. And then he talking that shit. He need to get out of here, man. He capping.
Oh, hey, man. Let's wrap up. And let me get into the full cams here so we can get to Larry. Pop myself out. Bam. And tip of the week, my friend.
What's up? Larry Estelle from LRE Fitness. I'm a certified personal trainer through NASM, National Academy of Sports and Medicine. And this week, you can catch me on Facebook at LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. Also on Instagram, and go check me out on LinkedIn too. LRE Fitness Solutions. Three platform, not platform, but three ways you can find me. This week, I'm gonna talk about SMART goals. SMART goals are it's basically an acronym that you use when you actually start trying to work out and build your program. The S stands for specific. Make sure you're specific of what you want to do. Make sure it's measurable. Make sure that you're not trying to lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks. It's not possible unless you're smoking crack. They're called crackhead for that. Make sure it's attainable. You can't lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks unless you're smoking crack and meth. So we got to call a meth head and a crackhead and ask them how you do that. Then make sure it's relevant. Make sure what you're trying to do is important to you, not important to someone else. And then you got to make sure that it's time bound. Make sure you got a good amount of time to do it in. So just be smart about your workout. Be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and make it time bound. So be smart. Don't overdo it. Don't underdo it. Set goals. Be realistic. LRE Fitness will keep you moving.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. And let's see here. My tip of the week is only you can make the difference in the world with the special gift and talents that make you different. So share it with the world, okay? We would appreciate that. Anyhow, Larry, I think we've wrapped it up. We have informed and not influenced. We may have influenced with some of our comedy, but hey, that's the way it goes. But anyhow,
next week, next week, man, see if we can. I'm gonna go to the hood and
get a
crackheads just to call in.
We'd ought to get that. Yep, and call a crackhead. And anybody out there that sees a crackhead doing a good deed, we would appreciate you sending it into the show at thequeensilvershow.com. or you could go ahead and get a hold of me at mcgiffin@mail.com, and just please send us all that information, because we would love, videos on special crackheads that are helping, because you do realize, and I seen that was interesting for me. I thought we was done with the show. They were advertising about the State Patrol in Ohio, that they're behind 30% in their recruiting. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, so you got these PDs that actually need assistance. So, maybe if you see a crackhead doing a good deed, film it, get it to us. We would appreciate it.
Hey, and no one's going to get shot because they can't afford guns, because they don't smoke all the money for the guns. They're going to show up with bats, and they don't have teeth, so you ain't got to worry about
they can't bite you.
Gun.
Nothing's going to happen like that. That's right.
Get hit with a bat and then break it up, and then they go back to business. And you're like, thanks, crackhead. I needed that.
You can, thanks to us, call a crackhead.
Look out for some merch. I'm working on some merch.
Till next week. Peace, man. Well,